We're picking back up. It's the next day for me. Picking back up on this head gasket replacement on this bike, on this YZ250F 2021. Let me say, get out of the way. Let me say first off, I do apologize. As you'll see on this video, ran into all kinds of battery issues yesterday. I had 3 batteries, but 2 of them were dead for all intents and purposes. The other one was fully charged, but I did a recording on it, and then I left and had to go do some stuff around the house and run some errands. And then when I came back, I realized I had left the camera on and never even turned it off, so that ran the battery weak. And then I tried to pick up on the repair here, and it just turned into a big catastrophe. So I'm going to try to edit it as best I can on this part 2 video of this repair and try not to make it too bad, but I do apologize. Today overnight I charged all the batteries, and the GoPro batteries that I had for this camera, it's not a newer GoPro, it's actually an older one, but the batteries that I had with it were no good. They weren't holding a charge at all, so I went on Amazon, I bought some. I'm not sure of the quality of them. Apparently it's not all that great. It says on there that it'll record up to 8 hours of video. That's a bunch of hogwash. About the best I can get out of it is about an hour, 15 minutes or so. So with that in mind, anyway, I'm going to carry on and get this wrapped up, hopefully. Where one of the videos ended up cutting off, from best I could tell reviewing the videos, is I was having trouble with the timing chain, getting it on the cam sprockets. What that ended up being, I knew something wasn't right when I was trying to put them in. These things will give you a little bit of a fit when you go to put them back on. I'll get the camera in here in just a second, but they can be a little finicky to get on, but it shouldn't be that bad. I mean, it shouldn't be so tight you can't take your finger and kind of wiggle the chain around and get it on the cam sprocket. So I knew something quite wasn't right. What it ended up being was the timing chain guide had the chain down here pinched a little bit, had a little section of it pinched in the bottom, and I just had to lift the guide up, pull the chain off, and unpinch it, unkink it, and we were good to go. I was able to get the cams in there and get the timing marks lined up, and I'm getting ready to show you what I'm talking about with that. So that's what was going on. So anyway, we got these back in here. Let me get a flashlight so y'all can see. And see, this is, like I said, it's pretty loose. So I mean, you can, like I said, you can pick up these cams and you can move them in a little bit. You can just take your finger and like literally roll the sprocket and just do like that with the chain, and it'll skip teeth until you get your dot right here, your 2 dots there, 2 dots there, and a dot here. Now what you want to do is, this can kind of be the tricky part, but sometimes when you put this chain on this sprocket and you'll have this dot up here, you need to push your finger, because you got to remember that there's a timing chain tensioner that puts tension on it just like that. Alright, so you see the chain is loose, bam, you go tight. Well, you see this sprocket right here, when this chain draws tight, it moves that sprocket back about 1 tooth. Okay, so if you put your timing mark right dead right here, and then you go to take up the slack, well, what really happens is the timing mark will drop below this where it's supposed to be, just by a mark, just by like a tooth, I meant to say. So again, like I said, if this is loose, if this chain's loose, and you have this timing dot right there up here flush, because that's where you think it should go, and then when you put your tensioner in, it'll actually come down. So just keep that in mind. You want to just put your finger in there and tighten that chain up, and then look where your dot's at. And if you need to once your chain is tight, if you need to bring it up or down, just make your adjustments and do so. So as you can see, To be honest with you, I may I'm gonna, just for make sure I'm correct as well, I'm gonna bring that up one more tooth and see. That's setting just a little bit below the casting mark for my liking. So let me do that, and I'm gonna see if I can get y'all down here. So let me lower this stand. See if I can get this even lower. Alright, hang on just a second. I'm trying to adjust this stand so that I can get y'all in. Alright. Ooh, Lord. Alright. What I can do is take this up some. Just like that. Bring that up. Bring you all closer. Like that. Get y'all in here. Alrighty. So, let me zip them. Think y'all are gonna laugh at me, but my battery, my impact, now it's dead. I can't win for losing. Oh my gosh, what it would be like to have fully charged batteries on everything. So I'm just reaching up here and get these cam caps off one more time. Jiggling them ever so slightly. Come on, baby. Alright. Alright, so hope y'all can see. Pick y'all up here. So I'll show you. Alright, so I push my finger and we get the flashlight again. That timing dot is just below here. So I'm going to try to move this up one tooth after I kick the camera. Alright, here we go. Just lift this up. And then just kind of shuck that around just like that. Did I even move it? Pretty sure we're good to go on the timing mark. Actually, that moved just a little bit. Let me try to, I don't think I moved it. Let me try it again. There, I did that time. Uh-oh. Oh Lord, now I definitely got it out of whack. Like I said, this could be a pain. This chain fell behind this sprocket, so I'm trying to get it in the front. There we go. Alright. Check it again. I'm still not happy with that. I don't know if it needs to go. Let's see if we can get it one more tooth up. I literally just need it to go one tooth. Lord of mercy. Are you kidding me? Yeah, people wonder why labor rate's so high. It's dealing with aggravating stuff like this. It's not really aggravating, it's just... Alright, there, finally. Alrighty, now, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Alright, wipe my hands off. Much better. So, alright, this one didn't change. So now you can see the timing mark right there. But when we put tension on it, it lines up perfectly. Alright. So I'm going to lower this and I'm going to bring y'all up top. Alright, hopefully you can see. So this ring, a half ring right here, goes right there. Okay. And then this cam cap, it's got that cutout in it. And it takes some practice doing this, but after a while you get good at it. But you want to line up this right here over the top of that, and then you push these alignment dowels right in the hole. You just don't force it, just let it fall kind of right into place. Just kind of work with it a little bit. Alright. pull that off. I don't feel right about that. Put that back in there. All right. Just like I said, it'll slip in and fall into place after a while. Just gotta mess with it. Normally, when I'm not on camera, I just pop these things right in. And like I said, now I'm gonna look like an amateur, like I have no idea what I'm doing. That's generally how it goes, ain't it? It's like your car when it makes a noise. You take it to a mechanic, it don't make the noise no more. Are you kidding me? Gosh bless. Why is it when you try to make a video, show people how to do something, and that's when everything in the world fights against you? Like, I mean, just anytime else, it would just, anytime, any other time, it would just go right on. Everything goes just as smooth. Oh my gosh, in this world, people. You have got to be kidding me. Gosh bless, that only took 7,000 tries. There we go. Okay. Put those bolts back in. These are torqued to 7.2 foot-pounds of torque. And these are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I made mention in another video about doing the crisscross pattern. Just run these down just snug. That's all you want to do. Let them kiss that bottom out. And then we'll get the torque wrench. And we'll see if this is still set on 7.2. Yep. And we'll go start with this one. Tighten them all a little at a time until we reach 7.2. Alright, so that's that. So now we can put our timing chain tensioner back in, and yeah, perfect. We can put our timing chain tensioner back in and get y'all back around here. I'll show you what to do with that. Alrighty, get this back up here. Alrighty, let me grab my little screwdriver that I use and I'll show you what we do with this timing chain tensioner. about y'all, but I can't stand when I know I put something somewhere and then you go to get it. I got two sons, one 19 and one 16, and they like to come in Daddy's shop and grab Daddy's tools, but the only problem with that is Daddy's tools never seem to go back in Daddy's toolbox. So anyway, it ain't got to be that one. I could just use a regular screwdriver, a little small one. Alrighty, so they make a tool for this, but you could do it with just a small screwdriver. But if you look in here, if I can get one that'll fit in there. Let's see. Go back over here. Get one out of here. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. We'll find out where that screwdriver went to. Like I said, I can't stand not having something that I know I put there. So apologize for the delay. Be right back. I'm just trying to find a screw, little flathead small enough to go in there. Oh, it's aggravate. I'm going to have so much editing to do on this video, it's going to be unreal. There we go. Finally I found one that'll work. Alright, so you just reach in here with a flathead screwdriver and turn this. It's going to have tension on it, on the spring, but if you sit here and turn this, keep turning it, keep turning it, keep turning it, it's going to get tight and hard. Keep turning it. Just going to squeeze a little bit of oil out of it. But once you turn it and it bottoms out, if you just kind of push on it a little bit, it'll lock in place. Just kind of turn it a little bit, give it a little bit of forceful push on it, and it'll turn right in, it'll lock in place like that right there. And now I need to go back over here and get the screw out of the drawer. Alright, let's try that again. Alright. Then if you carefully come over here, put it in, start your bolts. Try not to jiggle it too much because it's like a mouse trap. It'll go off at any time. And then once you get these, I like to screw at least one, try to get one all the way in. I mean, screw it with your finger and try to get it all the way in. That way if it does pop out, you're at least, you got it all, you got one bolt holding it in so it won't kick out, just like that. Now work on getting your other one in. There it goes. Screw that one all the way down. Now I bet you're wondering, well, how are you going to get that back out? Well, you can do it two different ways. Or how are you going to release it? You can do it two different ways. You can stick your screwdriver back in there and come in like this right here, and then you can just undo it. Or you literally could just take this and go just like that, and that's all it's going to take. You'll actually, you can just hit it and you'll feel it. You'll actually hear it go, and then you can just take your finger up there, and if you can go like that and it's tight, you're good to go. Okay, so now we can tighten these to 7.2 as well. Actually, I do both of them at 7.2, but I will tell you that, and I don't know why this isn't. If any of you all know, please in the comments down below let me know. I never remember anybody saying anything in the training that I went to about why it was this way. In fact, the guy that taught me, he just said that both of these are at 7 foot-pounds of torque. Well, in the manual, and again, if any of y'all know, any of y'all that may be mechanics or have worked on dirt bikes, four-wheelers, whatnot, can explain this to me. But Yamaha wants the inside one here torqued at 5 foot-pounds, and then the outside one torqued at, let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, well, excuse me. The inside, backwards. The inside, they want torqued at 7 foot-pounds of torque, and then the outside one they want at 5.2. So I'm not sure why that is, but if you ask me, I don't know what literally 2 foot-pounds of torque makes, but I do both of mine at 7. Like I said, I don't know. I think, well, you know, the only thing I could ever think of is the fact that I'm going to take it at 5.2. I'm looking at the digital screen right there at 5.2. The only thing I can think of, and I may or may not be right, is this inside one is screwing into the, what's that? It's got more to screw into the cylinder. It's got more bulk of an area, more support, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Maybe more thread distance inside on this back side than it does just screwing into this little bit of casting here, so that they don't want that torque so much. That's really the only thing I can think of, is to prevent this from being stripped out. I don't know that 2 foot-pounds would do it, but I don't make the rules, I just follow them or try to. But put this back on here. That's a 10mm. Just snug that back up. Alright, put the starter back in. That literally just pushes right back in here, nothing special. Just jiggle it a little bit. And it'll fall right into place. Just like that. Put your bolts back in. Snug these down. These are at Chinese torque specs, which is good and tight. Put your little 8mm bolt back on there for the positive wire for the battery, for the starter. Jeez, I'm worse in this world. All right, take your 8mm, snug that back up. Take your boot, put it back over it, like that. All right. Now we can put the valve cover back on. We can go ahead and put this chain saver back on as well. Get that done. All right, and we're running them in. Oh, my hands got oil on them. Trying to get this socket off this torque wrench. Snug this up. All right. Okay, I feel like an idiot. Like I said, I feel like an idiot. All right, try that again. This stuff didn't look right. There we go. Actually, while I got y'all up here, we'll go ahead and put these motor mounts on. Get that done. These top ones are going to be 12mm. The bottom ones are going to be a 14. They go on the inside. what I do is I tighten the bottom one first and then do the top one, top two last. We could get another battery. Oh Lord. I'm gonna laugh if this one's dead. Nope. That one's good to go. That one's good to go. Alright, we torque them down. Alrighty. Now all I'm going to do is take this other one real quick on the other side, do the exact same thing. Y'all bear with me just a second. Of course. Why wouldn't it go on the floor? Heck. Alright. I'm going to bring y'all, before we put that back on, I'm going to bring y'all around on the other side. We're going to put that ground wire back on. We're going to go ahead and hook up our coolant hose and bring y'all around there. Alright, so if y'all remember this wire right here goes right here. So let's take this right here. It goes right there in front of that motor mount. Just like that. Then I just take the impact. That's it. Take this right here. Clean that off. Remember, we tighten that to keep it from falling off, so don't forget to loosen it. Slide that on all the way. Tighten this back up. While we're right here, if you want to, you can go ahead and put your temperature sensor plug back on, clip it in, pull down this rubber boot. Alright, so we're good to go there. Now we can move back on the other side and put the valve cover back on. Alrighty, this here is really nothing special. It's just, you just set this right back down. Thought they had sealant on that, to be honest with you. Now if it comes out like that, just make sure, take a flashlight and look all the way around it, even on, especially on this back side. Come around the other side and just look through and make sure that none of this gasket is sticking out, because especially on this back side, because it loves to do it. It loves to, it'll slip out and you not even know it. So just take a flashlight, look around there real quick. That's all I'm doing. Everything looks good. And just make sure that this is sealed flush all the way around. Because like I said, it will pop out, especially on the back side. Most of the time it's on the back. And it'll pinch it. You don't want to do that. So we're going to put these back in. These are torqued also 7.2 foot-pounds. These are the 5mm Allens, 10mm bolt. So let me zip the 10mm down first. And then I will do alrighty. Set this back to 7.2. Reset this real quick. There we go. Take this on down to 7.2, which is right there. All right. Alright, there's a breather tube. If you remember on the other video, the breather tube, you could just pop that back on real quick as well. Don't forget the little clamp that's on it. Alright, now I'm just going to put the spark plug back in it. And and that is a 14. And spark plug torques specs are 9.5 foot-pounds. Nine and a half foot-pounds. So let me bump this up to 9.5. Just like that. Alrighty, so now we're at the point where we can start putting on the exhaust. Kind of debating on whether I want to video that or not. It's kind of just the same thing as we did before. It just, if you want to go back and reference that video, how we took it off, for the sake of, I don't know where this battery is at. We're still good, I think. Well, we're down to half now already. So them batteries I bought from Amazon, they ain't worth a crap. So really, it's just kind of in reverse, folks. I mean, at this point, I've got you all the important stuff's done. You know, we went through all the. I can go ahead and cover these back up, but you know, you could just reference the beginning of this video on how we, or the other. I think it was the first video, part 1, where we took it off, and you just reverse the process of taking it off. So it's really not much to it. So far as what I can do is show you, I can go ahead and show you installing the air intake. I guess that's kind of important to show where these plugs go. So I'll do that for you guys. I don't want to leave you hanging and whatnot, not knowing what to do. So again, on these, I can't stress it enough. You do not need to go all willy-nilly on this. Just kind of snug it a little bit. Don't wail on them things. They got them O-rings in there. They'll seal right up. They won't leak. I haven't had one leak. I haven't had any problems. I actually had to cut a hole, or not cut a hole, but cut a slice into this one just so I could use it as like a Phillips head screw, because that Allen stripped out. That's just weak aluminum that that's made out of. So let me go ahead and get the intake, and I'll go over that real quick. It's relatively easy. It is really easy. You just need to put the carburetor back on. I keep kicking y'all in this stand with my boots. Apologize. So we're going to go ahead and release this carburetor and get it back down. Nothing special about that. It just drops right back down, and put it inside the intake boot. Put that up there. And literally, like I said, you just drop this right on down. Just work it right back down. And move stuff out your way. And get this Alright, so you just push this down on the intake boot. That's it. That's all. Just make sure it seats in there all the way, and you'll feel it. I mean, I'm going to lower this, and we'll go over where the plugs go. Alright, let me bring y'all around the other side here. And don't forget to also tighten those clamps down. Alrighty. Get y'all in here. So this is going to go on the breather box. This one here. And then you've got this one here. So this gray one goes to the gray, clips on. Alright. Come on. This one here, this blue one, is going to go in this corner. It's blue as well. So really, I mean, all it is blue to blue, gray to gray. This is going to go on the coil pack. Don't forget the one over here. This one here, remember, was on the side of the intake housing where the air filter is at. That one plugged in right here, and this one is for the coil pack. Alright, so that's, other than that, that's all I unplugged. This is the gas line. That's it. This right here bolts to the intake once you get it on, which I can go ahead and do that now, I guess, with everybody here. You can just fold that out the way, put this right here. Alrighty. Then all you do is just take a look and just set this down. Just like that. And you just make sure at the bottom where it goes over the top of the carburetor that it's on there. You'll feel it slide over the carburetor. I just felt it. Alright, so got the two bolts here. Let me get the other 8mm. Let me go ahead and get set up for that. Where's my reducer? Where you at? Where you at? Take the glasses off so I can see. There. So that one goes there. You do want to put these in first. Okay. And remember I said this one plugs in right here, just like that. This little cutout right here on this thing here that slides right over that right there like that. Just tuck that there. Move your spark plug wire out of the way, and then we can bolt this back to the side here, and you just line that up there. Line that up there. Just give them a, make sure they're good and snug. And other thing we got to do here is I need to push the hour meter wire back through here, and you just wrap it Now I can show you real quick how to do that. Let me get the wire back through here. Let me route it through here so it's hidden. Whoops. You get a zip tie. This is easy. So just straighten this out, back y'all up a little bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to shake y'all. Y'all probably got a headache now. So just run that like that, alright? And then just simply, what I do is take this, go underneath it. Alright, like you're starting a knot, and then wrap it as tight as you possibly can. Just like that. Wrap it right on top of. Now, I forgot to mention that this insulator right here, try not to wrap it on that. I don't know that it would get an accurate reading, so try to keep it on the spark plug wire itself. Try not to put it on that insulation part, like that heat insulator part. Now, if you can, hold it down. You just kind of use your fingers, push this through, and just kind of like that. All right. I'll make that neat. Might make that look nice and neat. I've done it a few times. Now, to ensure that it doesn't go anywhere, simply get you a wire tie. Come here like this right here. And all you want to do is just get it snug and tight where you've got that wire tied at. That's all you got to do to keep it from unraveling. That's it. Snip this off. Boom. Done. Put this back on. Push it down. Give it a twist. Alrighty. So, let me bring y'all back around this way. Maybe I won't jiggle you to death this time. Alright. So, yeah. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We've installed that. There is one bolt up here. Got it right here. That is pretty much it. Let me just zip this in here real quick before I forget it. And let me just, I didn't want to go crazy on it with that impact. There we go. And that's pretty much it after this. I mean, it's just pretty much just bolt the exhaust back on, put the plastics back on. I mean, it's relatively simple. I mean, at this point. So this right here just plugs back in. This piece here that clips in to keep it from coming back out is broke. So I'm going to put another zip tie around that to hold it locked in place on the gas tank. Don't forget the electrical plug for the fuel pump on the gas tank. Plug that back in, and that is the last of the electrical components on this bike. So charged up good. Real quick before I end this video and call it a win, I wanted to touch back on the other video where we had the pressurized radiator coolant coming out of the drain plug. And I said that was that's normally that's not the case. You should not have done that. Normally when you just drain the coolant, it should just flow out in a nice steady stream. It should not burst out like that. So that's evident that we've got a blown head gasket for sure, and because the head gasket was blown, it was developing crankcase pressure. You can also check and make sure that your case breather tube, especially if you ride these bikes on a lot of mud, whether you go in the woods and ride, whether you ride on a muddy track, if these tubes get clogged up, these crankcase vent tubes, ventilation tubes, if they're clogged up and can't ventilate pressure out of this case or these engine cases and in the crank, then you can get crank pressure that way. So just some food for thought there to keep in mind. You can also get pressurized problems from a failed water pump seal that's going bad. So if you have that happen, you might want to keep that in mind. You know, if you've got a blown head gasket, obviously this one was leaking. That's probably the culprit. That's just about my 100% thinkings at this point. So that's what I hope anyway. I didn't go in and look at obviously we didn't go in and look at the water pump seal. I am going to check to make sure that the vent tube coming from the crank, from the engine cases is clear and not obstructed or nothing like that. But that's some of the things that can be caused from. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, so that you, if you ever go to do a radiator coolant change and it sprays out like that, then that's not good. So that's it, guys. I'm just going to put everything, like I said, the mufflers and the exhaust back on, and we're going to wrap it up, call it a day. I sure appreciate y'all hanging out with me, wrenching with me. I do apologize for all the technical and errors I had with the batteries. I know not to order cheap batteries from Amazon because it's been a nightmare. So until the next one, guys, I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, please. If you don't mind, like I said, I'm not the best channel out. I understand that. I'm just a small town country boy doing the best I can. But if you hit the notification bell as well, if I ever upload a video, you'll be sure to be notified by YouTube that I have done so that you can like or dislike future content. So with that said, I'm out. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Until the next one. Later.